Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. This is Adrian. I am working with a new phone, so I'm going to take just a second to maybe try to get myself squared away here. So I wanted today to work on a sympathy card because sympathy cards are just the hardest ones, in my opinion, to get out. And I know that in the past, I've always done them when I needed it. And that's not always the best time to be doing a sympathy card. So I decided I'm going to just work on one today and see kind of where it goes. And today I wanted to work with two different stamp sets. One, which I truly love, and I've never showcased it before, and I don't know why, but it's from May made it, and it is Sorry, and it's got these beautiful dandelions and so many cute expressions. I've got the word sorry covered up, but it covers everything from I'm so sorry for your loss to something really funny like, sorry, my bad, I forgot. So it kind of has a little versatility to it, as far as you can be a little bit cheeky, which I enjoy, a little bit, funny, but also serious. And I'm going to be pairing it today with an older My Sentiments Exactly. And this one I am using because it has some really great sympathy sentiments. But I really like the wishing you strength for today and hope for tomorrow. That tends to be my go-to sentiment whenever I am doing a sympathy card. My setup for today is very, very simple. I'm going to be working with a piece of an 11 by 8.5 that I've cut in half, so now I have 4.25 by 8 by 11, and I've scored it at 5.5. And then I just found a blue. This, I don't know if you can see, it's got a little bit of a texture, not too much. Beautiful paper. I've cut this 1/8 of an inch shorter in each direction just to give me a very small border. So we're looking at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then I have just this white strip right here. And this is, again, another little, just a sliver shorter than 5 3/8 here. I think it's like maybe 5 1/4, but it's 2 1/8 across. And that's going to layer on here and just give a very slight border. You see, I got a little mess here, but the cool thing about paper is it has two sides. So I'm also going to be using a stamp positioning tool today because the ink choice that I'm using Stampin' Up's Marina Mist, which is a little bit darker than the blue paper. So I'm going to be doing some second generation stamping. And whenever I'm doing second generation stamping, I like to give myself a little wiggle room for double stamping. And I'm so busy talking that I'm not even paying attention to how I'm setting my paper up. I'm going to use the markings on my ruler here with my Hampton Stamp Perfect. And I'm just eyeballing it to here. And putting some magnets down. These suckers are strong. They are strong and I like it. And I'm going to have it just kind of fade off to the edge here. And then I'm going to use the smaller one as well. Let's see, maybe have it come up here. Do I want the middle one? Let's see. Let's see if I even just want the middle one. Because I very well may want the middle one. So let's see. I definitely like the way those two are going. And now I just want to make sure that I've left myself the room that I need for the sentiment. I might have to get rid of the little baby one, which is okay. I can use it on a different one, but I like it. My idea is I'm going to have, it comes with additional little seedlings. I might just, you can see them here. And I'm just going to have it kind of like blowing off. I feel like sometimes when we have to say goodbye to someone we love, that it's important that we recognize what they've meant. And people leave little seeds behind with the way that they've lived their lives and the way that they've inspired you and the way that they left their legacy. I mean, we are the legacy of the people in our lives, especially if we're talking about a family member, but even in some cases, a very good friend, a mentor. We are the legacy that they leave behind. And so I kind of wanted, my idea was to just kind of emphasize that the seeds of what that person implanted in our lives carry on. And I don't know. I like that. That's kind of where my head is going. So I really like the I'm so sorry placed right there. I'm going to fight to get this little one on. I just know I am. They don't all have to come from the same side. Oh, I just don't. I think I'm just going to be overcrowding it if I do. Let's see. I really like that. So as you can see, I am doing my, as usual, mapping everything out. I get an idea of my head, but then I just kind of map it out as I'm putting it together. And I like that. Okay, so now I'm going to shut the door and I'm going to pick all of this up. Just because it's all perfectly placed right now. I'm going to make sure that my paper is lined up. Now, I'm not going to stamp the I'm so sorry just yet. I think I'm going to let that be the full power blue, but I'm going to get the rest of it stamped up. And if I get a little bit on it, I'm not going to stress about it because I know that I'm going to be using a darker color on top of it, and it will cover anything that I have. So as you see, I just put a piece of paper there to stamp off, and now I'm going to lay this down. And we're going to see what we get. I think it's going to be beautiful no matter what because it comes from the heart, and the people who receive it, it will go to their heart. I like that. See, that blue just matches up. It's very delicate. I like that. I think I'm going to just maybe get the seedlings a little bit more. And again, I'm going to stamp them off. I'm going to try to just ink up the little seedling portions here. I love big stamp pads for the amount of coverage that you can get at one time, but sometimes with big stamp pads, it's hard to get them to go into the little places. Well, we're just going to see what this does. Okay, see, I like that better. And it still, even though I double stamped it, it still creates a good color because I'm using the second generation, the lighter color. Alright, so let's give these a really quick wash. Do you like my handmade scrubbing things? A little ingenuity. I think you have to be a little bit creative and have a little ingenuity when you are a crafter. So now I'm going to, just to kind of see if I like it, just put a piece of paper here. And I'm going to test this at full strength. Because one of two things is going to happen. I'm either going to do it at full strength. Okay, one of three things. I'm going to do it in black, or I'm going to do it in the second generation stamping. And I like that, so I'm going to just go full strength. There we go. So leave a comment below on the cards that you struggle with the most. I mean, am I alone with the sympathy cards being the ones that cause the most struggle? Again, I don't know if it's because usually when I think to do a sympathy card, it's when I'm hurting. I'm with the person mentally, so to speak. I'm remembering their lives and everything, which means I'm pouring a lot of love into it, but you could sometimes give yourself a little bit of a brain block with that. Alright, now as you can see, I didn't get it exactly lined up perfectly, but again, I'm not going to worry about it because A, I don't think it looks bad, and B, the person who receives this, they're not going to be pulling out a measuring tape. They're not going to be, you know, oh, she didn't get this stressed out, or, you know, perfect. And then it lines up there. I love that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a smaller block. And I'm going to pull off the seeds that would get blown into the air. So I'm just going to put one on each side. Or not. There we go. And pull out my paper. Alright, so my thoughts here is I'm just going to do a little tone-on-tone stamping and just kind of get an idea of where I'm going to place this. I might go ahead and tape it down. As a matter of fact, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take some tape runner. You could use liquid glue, tape runner, whatever you have. It'll be fine. I'm just going to line this up. I want just to, upside down, line this up. I want it to leave just a little bit of a border. There we go. Alright, and then I'm going to just have some of the seedlings just kind of blowing off into the set. Let it kind of come off the edge a little bit. It just gives it a more organic feel when it kind of comes off to the edge. Do some of the little ones. Because we're just creating a thought in their heads. We're not just saying, I'm sorry for your loss, but just reminding them that the person's not gone. They've left a legacy behind. There's something to be said about that. And then I'm going to stamp off for some of them and kind of have them drag off of the paper. To just kind of keep that line going. Let's see, let's put a little one right there. And try not to always go in the same direction. Okay. There. I like that. And now just to kind of give it a little bit of a softer turn, I have a We Are Memory Keepers corner rounder. And I like this one because it gives you 3 different choices. So it has a 4mm, a 7, and a 10. So I think I'm going to probably do the 7. Just kind of, whoops, I didn't get that in. There we go. That's better. I like the 7. That's pretty. I like that. And I'll decide in a second if I'm going to do the bottom. I don't think I'm going to do the bottom, but we shall see. I'm going to set this off for a second. Go ahead and fold down my paper. So I don't know if you can see this. As I was scoring, I kept kind of jumping tracks. So sometimes that will happen. If that happens a lot, you can always just use a piece of wax paper and run your stylus tool over the wax paper, and that will kind of lubricate it, for lack of better words. So, but because of that, even though it's been scored, my paper's just going to give me a little bit of a fit getting folded, but I'm going to win because it is nothing to stress about. There we go. Alright. There we go. Lovely. And if you don't like the way the outside looks, you can just always flip it over. There we go. Now that's a nice clean edge. I'm not going to worry about the back. It's the back. And so now with this, you'll see that it has a very slight border, and I'm going to go ahead and cord around these two top edges so that it matches the card front. Whoops. Make sure you get this pushed all the way back into these holes. That will make it easy, but it's also easy to fix if you don't. There we go. Alright, I love that. So I'm going to just take a second to stamp the inside. Again, I'm going to do that one at full strength as well. And just get this lined up. Now I'm going to take a moment when I finish doing this video, and I'm going to go onto Maymay's website, which is maymaymadeit.com. And I'm going to just make sure that these stamp sets are still available. The one cool thing about Maymay's stamp sets is they hang around for a longer time, which is a wonderful thing, because so often you like something and you have to save up for it, and then, you know, it's gone before you can get it. But some of these stamp companies that keep their product around for, you know, years and years, it's a beautiful thing because it just keeps it going. I like that. I like that I can show you this video and it's not going to be a canceled set. Or that you can watch this video a year from now and it may still be there. But I will double check that, and you'll see a comment come across the top. So there you go. Wishing you strength for today and hope for tomorrow. And then I'm going to just take this, and I'm going to go ahead and use some glue so that I can have a little bit of wiggle room. So it's not a whole bunch of glue. Just grab the corners. I scraped the paper with it. It seems like a lot more glue than it actually is. Okay, and just take a second to kind of get it all lined up as reasonably close as possible. There you go. This card was very simple, did not use a ton of supplies, went together very quickly. You're seeing it real time. And this could be masculine or feminine. And I am very pleased with it. I would, with much love, send this sympathy card out. I hope that you have found today's video enjoyable. Again, I will verify that all of these stamp sets are still available, at least as far as Maymay goes. And I'll check up with the My Sentiments exactly to see if it's still available. And if so, I would strongly suggest you go check out these websites. You might find something you like. Until next time, be blessed, bless another, and have a great day. Bye.